Scott is absolutely right. Sparky Spice brought up the fact that we have enough laws on the books right now. We ought to just enforce those laws. And I couldn't agree more. We need to enforce them. But I also want to go a step further. I think they need amended a little bit. We got to close the FFL loophole that if you're a private seller at a gun show, you do not require any background check. You can just sell it to whoever you want. I don't agree with that. Another thing Scott and I would agree on is neither of us would mind a return to yesteryear, the days of the Old West, when everybody carried their firearm on their hip. We were all packing. I just don't think that can be applied to today. We'd have to go back in time for that, because today we are so much more congested. Our societies have so many more people all in one place. The collateral damage is going to be a lot worse. And let me just interject here. Because of that extra congestion that we have where we live today, it is my belief that we have to make certain concessions. Oh man. Howdy there, pipe smokers. Making change coming at you. Just crawling out from underneath this bus Erik threw me under. I think we both know that we get our facts, we do our research, as we call it, we do it exactly the same way. We get online, we Google, statistics or facts on gun law and deaths, and we look them up, and we'll find 1,000,006 different ones. Generally, if you find one that doesn't support your argument, you're going to write it off as a left-wing piece of propaganda or a graph that anybody can make. And if I find one that is real strong right-wing, I'm going to call it right-wing propaganda, and I'm probably not going to bring it to the forefront. But that's why we try to find a neutral site. According to the United Nations survey and the United Nations on Drug and Crime and the Center for International Crime Prevention, that was their statistic. Now, that was 2002, granted, but it was not like a made-up graph. It was a 2002 United Nations statistic. For 2009, PolitiFact shows that, including suicides, 100,000 deaths by firearm a year in like 2009. It's not going to be exact, but we're roughly there. You say that, okay, so we're not 4th, we're more like 11th. Well, I found one that says we're 12th. I mean, you do enough research, you're going to find all kinds of numbers. Everybody can get different statistics, and you can find these numbers. So I'll go with even 12th instead of 11th. Okay, let's say we're the 12th. I mean, we're just slightly better than South Africa, the Philippines, Mexico, Panama. Even though you've got your printer working and you printed up the statistics that show this, that, and the other, I don't really get excited about being 12th in the world in gun deaths. Having said that, I'm not for taking everybody's handgun. I'm not for it. And I'm not for taking your semi-automatic weapon. And I know that you and others really believe our government is trying to take away our guns, and a lot of people believe that the Sandy Hook was a hoax, that the Boston bombings was a hoax, that the Colorado shooting was a hoax, set up by the government in order to, a false flag operation in order to get our guns. I don't personally believe that. My question to you is, who's going to come take these guns? The military? Most of the military people I know are of like minds with you. They believe the same things you believe. They hold those same positions. I don't think they're going to follow those orders. Most of the National Guard people I know, they're not going to do it. They feel the same way you do. Most of the police officers I know feel the same way you do. So you really think they're going to come to your door and take your gun? I don't think I think there would be a coup before that would happen. So I don't see who's going to come take your gun. Well, I've been around for a very long time, and since I was a kid, I've heard this, we're coming to get your guns, and the people that are stockpiling weapons and all that in order to keep protecting themselves from the government that's going to take their guns. Well, maybe it's time for you to shit or get off the pot. Maybe it's time for you to go ahead and have your revolution overthrow the government and take your country back. Instead of doing all the rhetoric about it, maybe you should just go ahead and do it. So let me try to wrap this up. Everybody knows my point of view. Ideally, we go back to the old days in the West. We've got lots of land, we're all spread out, and everybody carries a sidearm. No problem. But since we're all congested, and there's a lot of people, I think we got to make concessions. I think we have to have extended background checks, and I would like to see lower magazine capacities. I want to thank Sparky. Scott, thanks for putting in your 2 cents in your VR. I agree with a lot of what you said. We're like really close. And maybe my buddy Rod, 978 Good, is right. All this debate on the gun control issue is pointless. Maybe it is pointless because we're never going to change anybody's mind. I mean, we keep talking over each other, or I guess we just don't take what somebody else says. We're so rigid in our belief system that it's unshakable. But that's okay. We got to exchange ideas and opinions, and in a civil way for the most part. Oh. So no more gun debate issues coming from me. And that's all I have to say about that. And so to bed.